Podcast Show 2022, Season 2, where we endeavor to save the world or possibly end it. Brought to you by New Spirit Action. Join us every Friday on YouTube and Facebook Live. You can find us everywhere. Join us here live, 3 p.m. on the J.A.W Show. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the J.A.W Show. Make sure that this is okay. I have to make sure my stuff stops here so that I don't get you going. Well, it's me again, your friendly neighborhood J.A.W. Here I am again on the J.A.W Show. Today's episode is called God Save the King, God Save the Queen. With the recent passing of the Queen of England and then the new king approaching a new throne, I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. But more than that, it was more about the idea of why certain governments do the things the way they do. Like in America, here we have a president. We vote every 4 years to have a new guy in there telling us how we're going to do things, right? So we always make sure that we keep the ruler going. That way it's the people's choice who rules, not the government. Now, I'm not an expert on England or anything like that, so don't ask me to tell you how that works. All I know from that is that the throne of succession goes, if the queen dies, well then, the king, brain fart. Elizabeth died, and now her son, because I'm having a really major brain fart. You know, those evil people trying to mess with my clock appearing on there, and now they're trying to mess with my memory and all that stuff. You know, it's about time. I just, indoctrinate my evil plan already. It's time. Oh. Hey, but see, the evil plan, the true evil plan is this: I want to save the world. See, that's the real evil plan here. The blowing it up part is just motivation for you to help save the world. Do I really plan on blowing the world up? It will take a lot longer than I have planned for to be able to do that because A, I don't know anything about that. B, I'm not that kind of a person. C, lots of other things that will happen. Look at my dirty fingers. Look at them. Anyway, so I guess what I really want to talk about is that monarchy works different than democracy that we do, and they have their own democratic system too. They have a system where they vote for the head of parliament, but the queen or king is a figurehead of that country. So they're the ones who basically, they do all of the things like ribbon cutting, the welcoming people home from where they've come from, knighting them, not knighting them, doing a bunch of other things that I have no clue what they are. So, anyway, I thought Eunice was crying for help, so I had to make sure. Are you okay, Eunice? Okay, she's okay. So anyway, if you heard that, you have very good hearing. So, I run out of tubes, so now I've got to use my old skull tobacco thingy here. Oh, hey, wait a minute. No, we don't want to watch this. Hey, I'm telling you guys, those evil people, or my fingers just slipped and that's what happened. You decide. So now that Eunice is having a laughing fit because You know, that evil woman, I swear to God, you know, you want to know where you get all my ideas? The evil woman over there, the man behind the power, you know what they all say? Well, we have kind of an equal relationship. So it's kind of, you know, half and halfy. You know, she's slightly evil, not completely evil. I'm slightly evil, not completely evil. You put us together, we're really evil. And crazy and weird. And well, you'll figure it out. See the t-shirt, guys? You can buy a t-shirt too if you want one. So if you guys would like to do that, you can either go to my Facebook shop where you'll be carried off to the old Stormfront shop there where you'll be able to purchase any kind of a t-shirt if you would like. Don't forget to like and subscribe this episode. But you know, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to political stuff in England. So all I want to say is it was from my perspective, being an American, knowing only one ruler over the UK my entire life. From what I could see, the Queen did a very good job of what she was supposed to be doing, and it seemed like we have a lot of things going on there. Here she comes, the Queen. And her BJs and everything. How about that? Oh, I'm being attacked. This is very dirty. So you can see my queen right there.
God, I look lovely, don't I?
Yes, yes. Anyhow.
No, what were you saying about England and...
Oh, I was just trying to describe the different kinds of systems, and I am having such a brain fart right now, I can't do it. So I was like, don't ask me, I don't know. So maybe, I know they've got 2 different parties. I'm not sure what they're called. They are called.
They've got about 6 different.
6 different parties. You think it's better with 2, okay?
Yeah. Okay, the primary ones.
There she goes. Give her a second. She's got to get the chair and everything. Yeah, right.
Look, what?
Oh, goody. She found a cigarette butt. She's so happy now.
I am a happy camper.
So.
Okay, so.
I hand it over to my wife here who can explain it a little better.
Okay, so it's like this. They've got about 6 different parties, but the ones that would most closely resemble our Republican and our Democrat would be for the Republicans, those are called the Tories, and the Republicans, those are called the Lib Dems, the Liberal Democrats. So, you know, it's pretty easy, honey. The Tories over there are much like the American Republicans and the trumpets. So that Boris Johnson, the one that looked like Donald Trump's bastard son, that was the prime minister over there, he was a Tory.
Okay, so you know, I was trying to explain to him also that what role the Queen actually plays or King actually plays in their society. And I said they're more of a figurehead than anything. They don't really have any real power other than to knight someone or cut a ribbon or do some kind of opening or closing or memorial or something like that.
They also have trusts, and those are like pet nonprofits, if you will. It'd be like Stop Child Abuse or childhood cancers, or, you know, each royal has their own, especially the ones that are anything to do with the direct line of succession onto the throne. So they each oversee that, and then of course the king or queen oversees all of them. Now the Queen also serves as commander-in-chief for the military, much like the American president is commander-in-chief. So
And now it's king.
Yeah,
So, and King, I forgot his name.
Charles.
King Charles. See, I brain for King Charles the First.
No. I'm trying to think.
King Charles, yada, whatever.
The third, I
The
believe.
third. Okay. King Charles the Third.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that one of his passions is the environment and going green. And a lot of people are looking forward to what he is going to do now as king and have that platform. And more importantly, can I have an Astreth? Thank you. More importantly, is he going to do anything that's going to mend the rift between his two sons?
And that's something that's a family matter. It's a family matter. Now, one of the things I was saying to my lovely wife while Wednesday's events were going on, when the Queen's funeral was going on, was that I noticed that for us, we have never known someone like that to be like JFK dying all over again, basically. That's the kind of parade she got because she was a much loved queen. So, parade kind of reflected how much the people loved her, and you could see it in the crowd and the people and everything. For them to go through that experience, for them, that was something they knew was coming, but when it happens, it happens. And I don't care what king, queen, royal thing you have, you think of your family. That's your grandmother who died. That's your mother who died. That's your great grandmother who died. That's what you're thinking about during that time. You're not thinking about, oh, yes, I have to do all these nicety things because this is what is expected of me. But at the same time, I'm a grieving person who's going through something that's hard for me. And it's publicized on television for everyone to see and scrutinize. The man lost someone he loved. Let it go. Stop scrutinizing every little thing he did while he was grieving. I mean, who cares? That's the kind of stuff we need to stop in the world. It's the finding flaws and the bickering little tiny things that we don't really need to bicker. And
well, another thing that I saw was on either Facebook or YouTube, don't remember which. And I thought, really, this is the worst you're gonna do? People were complaining that King Charles' hands during the official mourning period, that 10-day period, his hands, his fingers were terribly swollen. And people were all concerned, why are his fingers swollen? Well, I'm sure he's just like anybody else. If it gets really hot, your fingers swell. If it gets hot and humid, your fingers swell. It's the end of summer. Let it go. Don't worry about what his fingers look like. For fuck's sake.
But it was kind of like what I was trying to kind of explain to these people is that you don't know what someone is going through if you haven't worn their shoes. And I have never been a royal. I've never been someone even remotely close to royal, So I don't know what they're going through because I'm not famous and I'm not someone who people want to see or do anything with. At least not right now. I know you guys are trying here, and I have this lovely support animal here. Yes, that's a good for him. Good for him. You are. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Oh wait, you feed me. Never mind.
No, you fed me today, so.
Okay.
And I didn't touch your hands.
Ooh. Okay, all you other husbands out there, you say it with me. All the wives out there are doing that. Yeah. See, sometimes we have such a weird dynamic of a relationship. It's just, I don't know how it works, but it does. Okay. And we just coming together, just remembering when something like this actually happens to the world. I can actually say I witnessed history happening for the first time in my lifetime
Yeah.
because the queen died. I knew it would happen in my lifetime, but I got to witness that history, a monarch that ruled for, what was it,
70 years.
70 years, who had a really good track record of doing that.
Mhm.
So, let's see what Charles can do in his time. He's a little bit older when he started, and we'll see how much he can get done before possibly him passing somewhere down the line, which if he lives to be as old as his mother or mother, okay, he's got a ways to go, but yeah. So
Yeah, he's only 73. She was 96, so a good 20 years on the throne.
At least. And
Knock on wood.
If the unforeseeable should happen, then Harry or William will inherit the throne then. But we'll have to wait to see that. I might see that happen before I see, I'll probably see that happen in my lifetime. I probably wouldn't see his son or daughter or whatever get on the throne.
Probably his son.
Yeah, I probably won't live that long to see George.
You never know. Things happen. But, hopefully they...
Do I have to live that long? Do I?
No. Okay.
Like, really? You're going to make me live until that guy becomes king? Oh my God. I know my family lives a long time, but I don't want to be around that long. Sorry, no. Oh, if I had a full exit sign right now, I'd be pulling and yanking and chain. I won't commit suicide because that's something I don't believe in. But if there was a button I could press going off. How many of you did that just now and then came back? Anyway. So just remember that we don't always understand, even in America, the circumstances someone's going through. Even someone like Donald Trump, who we both generally hate, is going through his own situation. We don't understand, but for whatever reason in his head, it makes sense. So,
brain damage.
Like I said, remember, I try to keep this an open forum. I don't try to say who is right and who is wrong here. I just try to point out that's a different side of the coin that people think about, that they are entitled to their opinion and rights to believe the way they do. That's what America is.
Right.
And unfortunately, we don't always like the groups that come out of those things. But if we didn't have someone to show us what we're doing wrong, how will we ever know how to do it right?
History.
Oh, we start taking down all those statues that teach us about our history. How are we ever going to learn about that history?
Well, read about what brought the country up to that point in time. For instance, a statue of the General Lee. Okay. What led up to him leading the Confederate Army? That's what you look at, is what led up to it. And how do you, okay, now you know the rest of the story, as Paul Harvey used to say. We know about the Civil War. We know about all that mess, but what led up to it?
Right.
And that's what we need to learn from.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm saying that sometimes the history for somebody is not the same history for others. Like, I don't think the Native Americans really think our history is their history. A lot of the times, they have a different viewpoint of what that's like for them, and that's all I was saying with the king and the queen too, is that they have a different viewpoint than we do.
Right.
And it's okay to say, hey, that's different, not for me, but I understand why they want to live like that, why they want to be like that. If you can understand somebody, at least in knowing what they're about, why they're doing what they're about,
yeah,
then you have at least the whole picture. Then you can make a rational decision whether you like this person or that person. And if you decide to go with the person who's crazy, head orange flavored Taco Bell, whatever, guy,
The orange face booby.
the orange face movie. Or you vote for the other guy who, whatever you want to say about him. See, I voted for Democrat this time for Joe Biden. That's who I voted for because I didn't want Donald Trump to have another 4 years because I didn't feel he did a great job as president. That's why I voted the way I did.
Well, it was a disaster for the country.
Yeah, but could he control a pandemic that was going to go all the way? Did he have any control over that happening? No.
No, he could have mobilized things first.
Quicker, but still, it looked like he did about what every other person on the planet did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He didn't do anything different than anybody else. Okay. The way he governed, the way he ruled as a president, being on Twitter and tweeting about everything, that was completely uncalled for. He should have stayed off of the internet. He should have concentrated on being president of the United States and defending the Constitution. That's what his job is. As soon as you take the vote of office, you're no longer a Republican, you're no longer a Democrat, you represent the entire United States, all sides of the coin.
Yeah. And its territories. But yes. Yeah, you're representing the nation as a whole. Good, bad, otherwise, white, black, brown, what have you. You're representing all of them.
Even the parts you don't like or disagree with.
Yeah.
Because in our country, we have the freedom of a lot of different things, but a lot of times we take those freedoms for granted. One day we're going to wake up and smell the coffee and realize, wait, I had all of this before and I don't have this now. Why did I complain so much before?
Yeah.
Wait till it gets taken away from you like some of these other countries. And then you'll really start to understand what kind of freedom you guys had,
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen anytime soon. But if anything should give you a big viewfinder picture, remember 9/11. I know it was 21 years ago, but still, that if one country hated us enough to do that, if another country with nuclear powers and doesn't have any morals whatsoever decides to press a magic button and fire at us, well, nothing can really stop them from doing that. I'm sorry.
That's true.
But, destroying the world is a really hard thing to do when, you have options other than that.
Yeah.
That's why the show continues, because you guys are all giving me options not to do that.
Why are you sounding drunk right now?
Because I had a hiccup in my throat and I didn't want to go.
Okay.
So anyway, but just take your time to measure all of your choices in this world and know what's. Are you trying to flash the viewers?
No,
now?
I'm thinking, oh my God, look how low they're sitting.
You're how old? Oh wait, don't say. You don't want them to know how old this beautiful lady. How old do you think she is? Comment now. All right. And about
I'm old enough to know better and young enough to do it anyway, and then stupid enough to suffer the consequences afterwards.
anyhow. So I want to thank you guys for being here on the J.A.W Show. I'd love to thank my lovely wife Eunice for stopping by.
You're welcome, honey.
And I'd like to say farewell to the Queen. May you rest in peace and long live the King. And I hope you do a very good job for your people on my behalf. So thank you guys from the J.A.W Show. We'll see you next week where we'll have one of my interviewees coming up here. Ian McDonald. He has a company about helping you get your bills paid, investment opportunities, and vacation travel. So if you guys are interested in stuff like that, tune in next week. So we'll see you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the J.A.W Show while we're around here. Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk to you soon. Bye.